I reject the premise that we're starting with here, that public school is bad, that public school is giving people a low-quality education. It's not about if a school is good or bad. It's about if we're going to use the levers and mechanisms of government to change pressures in the market to incentivize wealthy people to donate to one institution or another.
I saw that we have about 222 private schools serving about 4,625 kids. We have over 1,000 public schools serving over 300,000 kids.
Everybody here agrees that we want students to succeed. Everybody here agrees that we want students to have the best possible outcomes. But when you look at the data surrounding these voucher programs in other states, what's somewhat problematic is that the numbers don't support the argument that these benefit all students.
One of the fundamental problems with LB753 and this whole concept is, it's not that we're affording kids an opportunity to go to these schools, because even if we create the scholarship fund and we make the money available, the schools can still refuse to take these kids.
We have purposely been starving public education, systematically underfunding it. This body, over and over again, does not give enough money to public education.
So I just can't stand the argument that we need to give money to rich people so they can give it to poor people so the poor people can help themselves. This is trickle-down school funding. Just fund the schools. Just fund the public schools. And if you don't believe in public education, then you shouldn't be serving in the legislature. You know, you ran for a public office to help, increase public good, and you're using that office to decimate a public institution of public education.
There's a group of senators in here that have introduced multiple solutions to the problems that we have in public schools. And some of the underlying issues, like we talked about, sometimes the schools aren't the problem, poverty is the issue. I personally have bills this session to address food insecurity. I have a bill to address mass incarceration. And it would be my guess that many of the people who stand up and support this piece of legislation, talking about how they care about kids and the rest of us don't care, would oppose the bills to address the root issue here, which is poverty. I hope anybody that does support this bill will support my SNAP bill to remove the sunset on the gross income eligibility increase that was set in place by Senator McAllister's bill last year. If you don't support the SNAP bill and 10,000 families in Nebraska lose access to food, you don't care about kids.
A more comprehensive solution is passing something like a child tax credit, which addresses unmet child care needs, educational costs, and unmet family needs that help to lift families and children out of poverty without raising the legal and policy concerns.
I want to talk about the concept of charity. Charity is supposed to be a gift that you give without expecting a return. Charity is not supposed to be a gift that you expect to get 100% of it back. It's not charity anymore then. Charitable contributions are induced or incentivized by our tax code by giving you a tax deduction. You don't get all of the money back, you get some of the money back.
Honestly, I can't understand why me as a Christian or a Christian organization would want to even align themselves with the philosophy that if you give something, you should get something in return.
The answer is not to take away money from public education. And it is disingenuous to say that this doesn't take money away from public education because we have finite dollars. Every year we have finite dollars. So we have to decide where those dollars go. And we aren't having a conversation about public funding. Nope. First big budget item we have is a tax credit for the wealthy. This is the first conversation we are having about money. $25 million before anybody else's bills. There's 21 bills that are listed as priorities, 110 bills on general file. First bill, major fiscal note. And it is a tax credit for the wealthy. It isn't a tax credit for the poor that want to send their kids to private school. It doesn't cap who gets to take advantage of this scholarship so that only low-income people get it. Senator Linehan told me she won't support my school meals bill, probably because 50% of it would come from this. It costs $54 million. $25 million can't pay for school meals because we've got to give rich people tax credits.